Okay, so this video is like an update for the video that I uploaded yesterday concerning Jason Whitlock no longer works for Fox Sports 1. All right. Before we begin, let me throw out a disclaimer. I am not a Jason Whitlock fan. I don't condone nor support Jason Whitlock. Ever since he was with Fox Sports 1, he said a lot of questionable things. And Jason Whitlock is smart enough to know how to create a buzz on himself and how to spark interest and how to continue to have people watch his content. Sometimes your biggest fan can be your biggest hater. And Jason Whitlock got a community upon community of people that despise and hate him. And they despise and hate him so much that they continue to support him by watching his content, which is mind-boggling to me. You don't like the guy, but day in, day out, you watch his content. It makes no sense to me. But I digress. Secondly, I am notoriously known for butchering people's names or forgetting people's names. And luckily, someone in the comments section informed me the person who hired Jason Whitlock, which I had his face in my mind, but I just couldn't get his name out. And it was Jamie Hardwick. Jamie Hardwick used to work for, and I think I'm butchering his name right now, I apologize, okay? But he used to work for ESPN, and due to some circumstances with him in the offices of ESPN, he got let go of, and Fox Sports 1 picked him up. And the first thing he did was hire a lot of former hosts who used to work at ESPN. He's the brain trust and the reason they got Colin Cowherd, Skip Bayless, Rob Parker, Chris Broussard, Chris Carter, and Jason Whitlock. Okay, he had a relationship with those guys. Okay, and that's why they signed to Fox Sports 1 and paid them very, very well. Okay. He no longer works for Fox Sports 1 due to a lot of questionable things he was doing in the office. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. All right. So the new regime there really don't have a relationship with none of these personalities. Okay, because they didn't hire them. Okay, now I feel like at the end of the day, this new regime is going to probably renegotiate and re-sign Colin Cowherd whenever his contract is up, and Skip Bayless. And I feel like Skip Bayless' contract is up sometime this year, and they're not going to have any problem signing those two individuals. They already got rid of Chris Carter. They just didn't, and really Chris Carter got rid of himself. But, they really didn't have any faith in Chris Carter, all right? So when it came time for Jason Whitlock's contract went to as far as renegotiating, I feel like Jason Whitlock overplayed his value to Fox Sports 1. And he wanted more money, which the new regime at Fox Sports 1 was not going to do. So unfortunately, he could not renegotiate with Fox Sports 1. Now, I made the argument on my video yesterday that I feel like both sides didn't mind doing business with one another, but they had to do it. But it had to have been done on either Jason Whitlock's terms or Fox Sports 1's terms. Okay, and also I feel, and I also said in that video, I felt like Jason Whitlock already had a plan B, all right, which was a lot of people are pointing to what Joe Rogan is making with Spotify. Joe Rogan is not tied to a major sports network or just a major news outlet or network, okay? He's pretty much independent. He has the flexibility to maneuver into other opportunities, okay? He's pretty much his own boss. And that's what Jason Whitlock is looking at. He has a huge cult following, even though his cult following, the majority of them despise him and hate him, but you guys still support Jason Whitlock by following him on social media, as well as watching his content. Okay. Don't understand why you're doing it, but you're doing it. All right. So Jason Whitlock wants that type. He wants to go independent, and a lot of content providers who are tied down to sport networks and news outlets or news networks see the light at the end of the tunnel. Independent is the way to go. Jason Whitlock can probably make more money if he gets a Spotify contract. He can probably make more money with Spotify than he can with Fox Sports 1. Plus have the room and flexibility and the capabilities to pursue other things without answering to anyone. All right? And that's the real truth about Jason Whitlock. All right? This analogy that Jason Whitlock got fired, I've been scouring the interwebs on articles upon articles upon articles, and I haven't read an article that proved that Jason Whitlock was fired. This is the reason why it didn't work, because they could not negotiate another contract. Fox Sports 1 and Jason Whitlock, they just could not agree on anything, and that's why he no longer works there. So I don't understand where people get this fired accusation from. Okay, but that's the truth about Jason Whitlock. My opinion, I feel like you're going to see Jason Whitlock again. Like I said in my previous video from yesterday, I can see Jason Whitlock probably going back to radio. And I feel like out of all the networks on radio, he'll probably get a program. He'll probably get a deal with Mad Dog Sports, okay? Because they're not as tight or have certain requirements that you have to follow when you compare them to Fox Sports and ESPN radio. I feel like you probably may see him on radio, but more than likely he's going to come with his own podcast. That's probably going to be like a Spotify type podcast. You probably get a deal with Spotify or maybe iTunes or wherever the case may be, where he's pretty much independent. He doesn't really necessarily have a boss. He doesn't have to follow rules and guidelines, and he knows how this works. He knows all he has to do is just say something that sparks controversy, and the haters come in droves to watch his content. You despise this guy, but you continue to support him and line his pockets with money, plus improve his value by watching his content, but you don't like him. And it makes no sense to me. Okay? No sense to me. All right? So that's my update to the video that I uploaded yesterday. I apologize in advance that I butchered one individual's name. And I feel like I butchered Jamie Hardwick's name in this video, but I'm going to go ahead and apologize. Anywho, I still feel like I'm butchering his name. But whatever the case may be, that's the truth behind Jason Whitlock. I will see you guys on the next video.